Hey YouTube, Tele Tuesday. Well, it's Monday night, so Tele Tuesday. I wasn't actually that long ago. I don't think I did a video of this because I was in messing about with it because I pinched this pickup and put it in my radar, which is over there. You can't see. A wee bit microphonic. This is an original 70s DiMarzio Super Distortion. Yeah, so this is a Westone. You know, I like my Westones. I bought this just in, I think it was in Gumtree, and it was in bits, and it was buttons. I just sort of thought, wow, single pickup sort of Telecaster. It's not quite a Telecaster. This is a little bit pointy for a Tele, but I mean, it kind of reminds me of the. If you look at the very first Telecaster, it might have only been a prototype. I think it's called a Snakehead. It's kind of sort of not that dissimilar to this. It's got the sort of 3-side headstock, and I can't remember if it's got pickups. Oh, it's got pickups. I can't remember. I think it might only have one pickup. And it's just got a bridge that sort of made it a bent piece of metal, you know, that Leo Fender found in his garage, a sort of prototypey type thing. So it's kind of a wee bit reminiscent of that, but obviously this is 80s. This is the sort of last of the Westones made in Japan, Matsumoku plant. So much so that this is a Clipper 6, right? And there are other Clipper models which came out at the same time, which were quite different to us. The same, similar body shape, but they've got like more conventional pickup layout. So you've got like an HSS one at least. I think some of them have got trems. I'll do that when I say trem, and pointy headstocks, but they're Korean. All the models apart from the single pickup one, which is a Clipper 6, which is still Matsumoku. This one has been well used in the past. I got it. It had the body. The original pickup was in it, and the neck, and nothing else. It didn't even have a neck plate. I actually bought Matsumoku made in Japan neck plate, and I made this back cover out of a bit of metal. I think the serial number would originally have been on the back of the headstock, but the back of the neck's been sanded, which isn't ideal, but that's what it. I can't unsand it. Yeah, so I would not have put a Matsumoku neck plate on it had it not been 100% sure that it originally would have had one. The guy who sold me it was in a faff when I went round to get it because he said, I do have the neck plate and it definitely says Matsumoku on it, and he couldn't find it. So I ended up buying it off eBay. I looked at as soon as I got it, because I was up here, I had another neck plate on it, just any old one, and I looked them up on eBay, and it was like, you know, the folks sell them for 30 quid and stuff, and I was like, well, I'm not paying 30 quid for a metal plate that says Matsumoku on it. And then lo and behold, the day later one came up for like starting at 99p and ended up getting it for like 3 quid. 3 quid's totally fine. That's like only twice what a neck plate should cost. The bridge is just a standard Chinese one. These bridges I really like. I think it's a copy of a hip shot or something like that, but it's these are good. They're only about a £5, and they're good. It's through strung. There should originally be a metal brass block that all the strings go through. This one didn't have that. It was missing from the guitar, so I just put the usual Telecaster ferrules in the hole there. I had to file them to make them a bit squarer so they fitted in the hole, but do the same job. Originally this would have had a MMK45 pickup. In fact, it actually did have the MMK45 pickup in it when I got it, but it's gone. I took it out and used it for another Westone Spectrum, which only had one pickup. I figured you want to match. And I had this DiMarzio Super Distortion. Yeah, so it came with 2 on-off switches, which you don't see a lot of it. If you've got an original one of these, what these switches do is they put the pickup, they turn the 2 coils of the pickup on, but they turn them on in parallel. So although it looks like it's got a humbucker, technically it doesn't have a humbucker when you like it's stock. So you get the 2 of them, instead of being in series, they're in parallel. So it's not actually a humbucker, it's like a hum cancelling single coil. So it's kind of a really strange way of doing it. I have just, I had this wired up before. I had 2 switches, and I had one that put it from coil split into, or humbucker, or both coils, and the other one made it series or parallel to get all the sounds, but that was just confusing. So I've just worked out, using my original wiring diagram for my decimator guitar, how to do it so they puts them both on in series. So basically I could turn on, they're both off, one coil, the other coil, both coils as a humbucker. Yes, unfortunately I had to extend the wires, and I extended them the wrong way around. So the way I would rather have had it was this switch turns on this coil, but it doesn't. This switch turns on this one. So they're upside down. I'm just going to live with that. Not that I think there's really that much difference between the two. Yeah, so not going to take long to go through the sounds. So this is the bridge most of the single coils. And it's put on the other coil. There is a wee bit of a difference. Might be something to do with the fact that it's maybe the bridge one's slightly closer to the strings. Because the pickup ring's slightly angled. The pickup ring won't be original either. Like it's only held on with 2 screws, so it probably isn't. But that actually probably works quite well because, as you know, or you should know, the closer you get to the middle of the string, the more the string moves when you vibrate it. You know, if you look at the string here, it's moving this much, and then the closer you get to the bridge, less and less and less. So if you put the pickup right at the string, the string's hardly moving, so it's not as loud. So the way this goes round, because the bridge most of the 2 coils is slightly higher, it probably makes the evens out the sound a bit better. But it is a little bit twangier. And then humbucker. Distortion on. Humbucker in 1 single coil. Other single coil. So you can argue whether this is a Telecaster or not. I'm calling it a Telecaster, and I'm playing it. I think it sounds like a Telecaster, especially when you're in single coil mode. It's definitely got that Telecaster twang. Or is that just because I think it looks like a Telecaster and therefore play it like a Tele? I don't know, because quite a lot of things aren't the same. It's got 22 frets. This is a slightly deeper thing. It is some sort of solid wood, because you can see it's got quite a lot of battle damage on it, which I think only, to be honest, makes it a little bit cooler. Also shielded the back plate just because I was making a plate out of metal. I'm going to do that again. I tried to do this up as good as I could get it. Famous users include Status Quo. If you look up Westone Status Quo, you'll see an advert with Rossi and Parfit both standing with this guitar. And I've never seen them use it live in any videos or anything like that, but I think they must have had some sort of deal with them, and they were choosing all the, they were obviously showing the entire Westone range, and which ones you want to hold for the photo, and the two of them went for the one that looks a bit like a Tele. But I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't have played them if they weren't good guitars. They are. It's a lovely guitar. It really is a good, solid, Japanese Westone. Also, what was the other band? The Shaman, which I sort of remember. I can't remember how old I was when it was out with our Ebenezer Good. I always remember the Ebenezer Good video, watching it at Top of the Pops, because one of the guys dancing on stage was wearing my wetsuit. It wasn't Gull, Typhoon. So I didn't realise how silly and how it was meant to be silly at the time when you get like a dancer on stage wearing a wetsuit. But it was, and apparently the video for that's got a black one of these in it. You see them in, I think they only came in black, red and white. The white being the one I would prefer. I don't have the original tuners. This one I put Grovers on it, which I got from an old Shine guitar. They don't really match because they're a sort of brushed aluminium, but hey. Yeah, so I've now hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thanks everyone, and I didn't realise you had to hit 1,000 subscribers to monetize your channel, but I decided to click on it thinking, well, I've got 1,000. That was my own little thing. I was like, I'll see if I can put adverts up and see if I can get like a bottle of Bucky every couple of months from revenue. And then it said, oh, you've got to hit 1,000 subscribers. Oh, you have? I was like, yeah, who knew? So it must be a sign. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut these videos down a bit short, so they're going to be about 10 minutes of that. So that's me kind of discuss the guitar. Normally I go on to play it for a 10-minute jam and stuff. So I'm going to do that, but not in this video. So I'll rock on, and there'll probably be another video. I'll probably just put it on immediately. I'm going to record it right now, so I'll hold my breath and between the two. Rock on.